Welcome, Leo, to your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 27th of April for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week ahead first, then on screen, your event chart on Monday. Always provides an influential backdrop for the whole 7 days. I'll then go through each of the influences frame by frame to give you a clear picture of what you can expect by the end of the video in terms of your energy, work, relationships, and finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol too. So we come into this week and we have a new beginning. Uranus, the planet of freshness, the planet which is very much to do with innovation and friendship, has moved for you into the friendliest part of your scope. It's going to be here for the next 7 years, but he's going to push you to get in touch with a really exciting future. And he's very close to the relator Venus. So exciting possibilities around your social interaction, very much to the fore from the off this week. But your sun starts the week in the influential 10th house, in the earthy Taurus. So that's very much more to do with your connection to the world and can be around your work, goals, and ambitions. But that came into an exact square with the powerful Pluto over the weekend. Now, as we come into the week, they're separating, not quite as precise, but that's still a very potent aspect. I'm going to share what that's about for you too. Now, as Venus moves forwards this week, she's forging some charming alliances, not least with Neptune, which can bring some magic to the equation, but a very penetrative angle to Pluto in your sector of relating. And that particular influence could see someone, or you could connect to someone in a very profound way. But then we have the full moon on the 1st of May. It's the flower moon, it's in Scorpio, and for you, it's very much about your home and emotional environment and trying to balance those demands, those professional demands too. But by the end of the week, Mercury, the planet of how we think and communicate, moves right to the top of your chart, and your ideas are going to be much more to the fore over the following few weeks. So on the screen now, Leo, is your event chart, and there's Uranus and Venus in that 11th house. Now, in the combination together, at the end of last week, they were in the part of your chart to do with your work. And if your work is proven to be a bit dull and rather predictable, as they have moved into the 11th house of your future, that can really get you thinking about why you're so restless. But you could be restless because you don't enjoy working with someone very much. And that may be because the sun's exact right angle to Pluto. It's very much to do with like a power dynamic. Perhaps you feel that someone's a bit overbearing or not very acknowledging or not very encouraging, or you have a desire to do things much more on your own terms. For example, like self-employment. Well, this electric connection between these two is really going to help that process if that's the case. But you could still be feeling the potency of that clash as you come into this new week. Now, Mercury, the planet of communication, which rules the sign of Gemini, continues its right angle to Jupiter in that tender 12th house. So Mercury can be about enthusiasm, particularly for knowledge, and the knowledge you gain could have quite the impact on helping you to understand your deeper needs about what you want to do along or around several different parts of your situation. But we also have Venus in a beautiful sextile to Neptune. And if there is someone that you're getting to know or who already is in your friendship circle, who has a big view of life, maybe a person who is quite a spiritual a character in some ways. They could be interested in astrology. They may be a psychic. It may be someone who has more of a connection to traditional religion. But something about that person can be quite mesmerizing and interesting to you. If you are talking about getting away with a group of friends, I think that can create a lot of excitement for sure. But that brings us to Venus moving forwards in the week and links with that trine with Pluto. If you do have a conversation with somebody new and somehow or another you just really feel that you can express yourself in a very natural way, but not trivial things, things that really matter to you, maybe there's a fated dimension to that tie. But you can also have an opportunity to celebrate friends you've known for absolutely years later this week. Leo, because Venus is linking back to Saturn in a very stable way, and you may be very grateful for the continuity that those relationships bring. But that takes us through to the 1st of May. The moon has moved forwards and it's in your fourth house of Scorpio. Now, in a technical astrological sense, the moon doesn't like being in Scorpio. It's in its fall, FALL. And the fourth house is asking you to be in touch with how things feel, your emotions, your vulnerabilities potentially, but also being conscious of being protective just when you've got such a welter of energy apart from really the moon and the south node, everything's in the northern hemisphere. So it may feel that you're being pushed out into the wider world in quite the way, and the moon suddenly can see you asking, well, what's it all about and what's it all for? But because juggling your home, emotional, and family demands with what you may want to do professionally or in terms of your key ambitions can still be influenced by one key relationship. So the power battle that may be there at the very start of the week could be with a partner, could be with a parent, but it could be with a boss. And by the end of the week, I think it can be repeated. And if you don't feel that you're really being seen and heard and supported in the way you really need, I think that can make you feel quite unsettled. But what can help you is that Mercury is going to move into that 10th house by the end of this week. And if there is something that you need to discuss, you need to show more authority, you need to research, or you need to think about changing your job, Mercury moving into Taurus will help you a lot. It's a very grounded influence. And of course, Taurus can be about money, but it can also be about our values. So your value, the values part of your chart is really very powerfully activated at the moment. So I feel if you're not enjoying whatever you're doing, your interactions socially, your interests, your relationship, or your work situation, the way you're viewing it is very much, does someone match my values? And are they really truly going to be part of my long-term future? Those are the two existential questions you need to ask. So I'm going to summarize those four areas of energy, work, relationships, and finances next, Leo. But just to say, I've slashed the price of my personal horoscopes. It's now three for the price of one. You order your life roadmap report, which helps us to understand our journey and the repetitive energies that are played out and get a more intimate understanding of how to work with them better future forwards. But you get your 12 months transit forecast free and also your draconic soul karmic analysis free too. Please see the link below for more. Why? I know that people are feeling the pinch, but also I want to share the natal astrology and the insights it's given me personally in my life with other people too. So wanting to share the love. So, in terms of your May monthly forecast, Leo, I've recorded that and it's on screen now. If you've yet to watch your Uranus into Gemini 1 year forecast, that's on the screen too. If you'd like to work with me directly, that would be a pleasure. Please see my testimonials below. And if you've yet to sign up for your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning for your early day celestial pit stop, please take advantage of that and do so below too. So to summarize, with the sun right at the top of your chart on that 10th house cusp. This is a sun dominant week, but it does suggest a battle of wills. If you're needing to work with or collaborate with someone who can be very bloody minded or very stuck in their ways. However, the newly arrived energy in your 11th house is very much more giving you a sense of excitement about what your future can hold. But Uranus and Venus can be about separation as much as electric connection. So if something isn't working, they can definitely get you thinking about that. But they do, and particularly Venus, forge some very positive other angles to other players. And you can really appreciate the old members of your friendship circle, or there could be someone new who gravitates towards you that you find really hard to ignore. When it comes to your financial situation, the eighth house still has the North Node in it through to the end of July, the true North Node. But that's in a very strong link with the sun. If you're listening to your instincts and your professional situation is not blighted by politics, and you're able to inject a greater sense of verve and spontaneity into what you do, keep on trucking. It's going in the right direction. But when it comes to your energy, the full moon, which occurs on Friday, suggests if it's a lot of demands, a lot of showcasing, a lot of raising your profile, that could be quite draining. So I think somewhere towards the end of the week, do give yourself permission to perhaps tune out and have a little bit of quiet space for yourself. Wishing you all the best, Leo. Have a great week and look forward to seeing you again soon.